You and me were meant to be, walking free in harmony. One fine day we'll fly away. Don't you know that Rome wasn't built in a day? Hey, hey, hey. In this day and age, it's so easy to stray.
Right, this one is your video. Okay, if you're a know-all, turn the video off right now if you're a know-all, okay? Because you're going to get some new information that will be challenging, just as challenging it was for me. And if you think you know everything, don't watch any further, because you don't know everything, because you actually haven't even watched the whole video. So make your mind up after you've watched the video. Leave a comment, and the big question is, you got to absorb the information, and you got to make sure you watch the entire video. Leave a comment. This is a video taken from the paradigm of a dolphin. It's not a human video. We're going to look through the lens of a dolphin. That's how we're going to ask this question. Should dolphins live free in the sea, or in fish tanks at Seaworld or Marine World or wherever? Now, don't go leaving a comment yet. Make sure you absorb all the information detailed here, because I've never even asked myself this question. I was just vanlifing on the Gold Coast, come across a protest on the side of the road, went and spoke to the people, got a little bit more information. Actually, it was very challenging information, because I'd never even pondered the subject.
G'day Vanlife people, I'm Ben, I'm from World Animal Protection. We're down here outside Seaworld. I was just saying to Gary, if you love vans, you love van life, and you love freedom, and that's the exact opposite of what those poor dolphins are getting. 50 years in these tiny little tanks. Do you know that? People don't get that about dolphins. They live 50 years in these tiny little chlorinated tanks in Seaworld. So you think that the next time you're out there, loving this country, loving the ocean, not them. They're there every day during the misery of captivity. It's just a shocking. And that's why we're here, speaking for them, making sure they're the last generation that suffer this. Great to talk to you.
You must be like me and never questioned this captivity. People are walking in there to watch the dolphins. I was in Flipper in 1997, so do I have a conflict of interest? I don't know. But what I do know is that I knew nothing about the plight of dolphins that were in fish tanks at Seaworld or wherever. So your answer is to this question: should dolphins be held in fish tanks? And it's also a question that was asked of Joe Rogan and Kelly Slater, the famous 10 times or 11 times world surfing champion. Should dolphins live in captivity?
Dolphins and orcas, it's going to be thought of the same way we think about slavery today. That it's horrific. We can't understand it. We can't believe that compassionate human beings would be willing to isolate members of a super social, highly intelligent animal species and just put them in swimming pools. It's fucking barbaric.
And the argument here is with Emptythetanks is this is exploitation, not education. Okay, that's one pamphlet. Next pamphlet. There's no beauty in stolen freedom. So, in other words, the message is the dolphins are in captivity. They're in a small, confined space, which you'd class as solitary confinement, I suppose. Or, yeah, anyway, it's something like they do have visiting hours when all the people come to watch them. They can fly up in the air and get a free feed. But just like a jail, it's visiting hours. Anyway, make your own mind up. And the big message is, should they be wild and free just like the sea? So do the dolphins belong in a fish tank, or do they belong in the wild? In defence of Seaworld, they do have a rehabilitation and rescue program in place. It's just the captivity that's the question.
I mean, I guess I understand because I was a kid once and I went there, but I don't understand how a rational, logical thinking adult could take their kids to SeaWorld after all the information that's out there.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed that and become a bit more informative about this baby dolphin situation at SeaWorld. So leave a comment 777 if you agree that the tanks should be emptied and that the captivity of the dolphins should not continue. It's a big question that needs a really well thought out, balanced answer. One disclaimer, I'm not a member of any of these animal rights groups, but when I hear information that appeals to my inner humanity, I have got open ears and an open mind, and in this situation I can see there is merit to discuss whether or not the dolphins could be set free, and how that happens is up to the experts. Now, you've watched the video, you're ready to leave a comment. There's only two more things you've got to do. You've got to smash the like button up for the effort put in releasing this video for your entertainment and educational purposes, and most importantly, at this point in time for the channel, so it's recognised, you need to subscribe. Okay? You need to do us a favour, subscribe. Or do yourself a favour and subscribe, because you're going to get a lot of good content, and there's already over 140 videos there. And yeah, you can watch them at your leisure. You can even binge watch them if you like. Alright? Okay, see you next time, and I'll see you on the road. Stay awesome.
G'day Vanlife people, I'm Ben, I'm from World Animal Protection. We're down here outside SeaWorld. I was just saying to Gary, if you love vans, you love van life, and you love freedom, and that's the exact opposite of what those poor dolphins are getting. 50 years in these tiny little tanks. Did you know that? People don't get that about dolphins. They live 50 years in these tiny little chlorinated tanks at SeaWorld. So you think that the next time you're out there, loving this country, loving the ocean, not them. They're there every day during the misery of captivity. It's just a shocker. And that's why we're here, speaking for them, making sure they're the last generation that suffer this. Great to talk to you.
Great, thank you for that.
Yeah.
An interesting fact is they cannot replicate the surrounding environment of a dolphin in the ocean, and the depth, temperature and ability to house the mother, who usually stays with the child for a considerable amount of time, is forced to halt due to the lack of space. So it's not the same. Just remember, 777 if you agree that the tanks should be emptied, or you can do 666 if you think that the tanks should remain the same. Up to you. 666 if you disagree with having the tanks emptied. Stay awesome.